So, there I was, living the American dream. Microwave dinners, endless scrolling, and the occasional existential crisis. Then, one Tuesday, a thought struck me. I should backpack Southeast Asia for a month. Maybe I'd watched too many travel vlogs, or maybe my couch had started to mold to my shape. My research? Googling Southeast Asia cheap and is street food safe or will I die? The answer's yes and maybe. I pictured myself as a rugged adventurer but suspected I'd mostly be sweating and butchering local phrases. Packing was a disaster. You overpack, bring 3 types of bug spray and that one nice shirt you'll never wear. My friends and family were supportive, as in, are you sure about this? The plan, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, 1 month. Easy, right? I had a vague route, a dwindling bank account, and optimism that would soon be tested by overnight buses and squat toilets. My expectations were a mashup of Hollywood and Instagram filters. I was ready for landscapes, foods, and a break from routine. What I wasn't ready for was the chaos, or how much I'd miss a toilet I could sit on. But adventure called, or at least my non-refundable ticket did. So off I went, armed with hand sanitizer and a healthy dose of naivety. Let the journey begin. Malaysia was first. Kuala Lumpur greeted me with jet lag and a wall of humid, spicy air. The airport train was modern, but the local bus schedules were more like suggestions. I stood confused until a kind old lady pointed me onto a bus, maybe the right one. The food was a revelation. Nasi lemak for breakfast, char kway teow for lunch, and laksa that set my sinuses on fire. I pointed at dishes, hoping for the best. Sometimes my stomach regretted it. Navigating KL was wild. Petronas Towers 1 minute, chaotic markets the next. Language barriers? My Malay attempts got laughs, so I became a mime. Where's the bathroom? Is this spicy? Once I might have asked for a live goat instead of goat curry. Close enough. The culture shock was constant, but the friendliness was real. The call to prayer echoed through the city, and the multiculturalism was everywhere. It was a world away from my predictable life back home. Malaysia taught me to expect the unexpected, and always carry tissues for food stalls. I learned to roll with surprises and to appreciate the chaos. Every day brought something new, and I was hooked. The adventure was just getting started. My taste buds were both thrilled and terrified, and I still had 2 countries to go. Getting around Malaysia was an adventure in itself, a transportation lottery. You buy a bus ticket, show up at a station, sometimes just a guy under a tree, and hope for the best. Sometimes you get a luxury bus, sometimes a relic held together by hope and duct tape. Trains promised romance, but delivered slow, palm oil plantation views and mystery snacks. I stuck to emergency Pringles. Ride-sharing, always a negotiation. Meter broken, special price for you, aka tourist tax. I tried haggling, usually with the confidence of a toddler. Sometimes I won, sometimes I paid a small fortune for a 10-minute ride. But there were triumphs, reaching a remote beach by local bus or sharing a taxi with locals who offered snacks and new phrases. The journey was often the destination, bumpy, unpredictable, and memorable. I learned to accept that punctuality was flexible, and that sometimes getting lost was half the fun. My blisters from chasing down buses agreed. Every ride was a story, and every story was worth the chaos. Malaysia was teaching me to let go. Next stop, Thailand. Thailand, the land of smiles. And wow, people really do smile a lot. Sometimes it's genuine, sometimes it's the, I just sold you a $5 coconut smile. Bangkok hit me like a sensory explosion. Tuk-tuks, sizzling street food, and a million conversations at once. Thai food, next level spicy. Not too spicy please, I'd beg. They'd smile and serve me fire anyway. Mango sticky rice became my post-curry lifesaver. Yes, I tried a scorpion on a stick, for the gram. Tasted like crunchy regret. Same but different was the answer to everything. Directions, explanations, life. The temples, Wat Pho, Wat Arun, were stunning, but after the 5th one I had temple fatigue. The contrast of ancient serenity and modern chaos was fascinating. Culture shock here was subtle. Reverence for the king, spirit houses, and extreme politeness, unless they're selling you something. I tried a Thai massage. It felt like a wrestling match with a tiny, determined lady. I left both invigorated and mildly traumatized. Thailand was a whirlwind of flavors, colors, and contradictions. Every day was a new adventure. I was learning to embrace the unexpected, and to never underestimate Thai chili. The journey was only getting wilder. My taste buds and muscles would never be the same. Onward to Bangkok's chaos. Bangkok, chaotic, loud, and unforgettable. Khao San Road was a fever dream of backpackers, neon, and elephant pants. Of course I bought a pair. My feet hated me. Blisters everywhere. The SkyTrain and MRT were sanity savers, but to really experience Bangkok, you had to brave the tuk-tuk. Negotiating a price was theater. The ride, pure adrenaline, weaving through traffic and fumes. Street food was everywhere. Boat noodles, rowdy pancakes, mysterious things on sticks. My rule: if locals lined up, it was probably safe. Usually. One sausage incident left me questioning my life choices in a hostel bathroom. Beyond the tourist chaos, Bangkok had hidden gems, quiet canals, local markets, and kind strangers. A long-tail boat ride showed me a calmer side of the city. Bangkok was exhausting and exhilarating, a city that didn't care if you loved it or not. My feet eventually forgave me. Sort of. The city left its mark. On my shoes and my memory. I was ready for the next challenge. Vietnam awaited. Vietnam. If Bangkok was intense, Hanoi was its hyperactive cousin. The motorbikes, so many motorbikes, were a river with no rules. Crossing the street became an extreme sport. Walk slowly, they'll swerve around you, supposedly. Vietnamese food was a highlight. Pho for every meal, banh mi on the go, and coffee strong enough to power a city. Egg coffee in Hanoi, weird but genius, like tiramisu in a cup. Language was a hurdle. My attempts at "come on" probably insulted someone's grandmother. Smiles and pointing were my main tools. The energy was constant. Markets, street chess, fruit sellers, life lived out loud. The street was the living room, dining room, and playground. It was overwhelming but made me feel alive. The people's resilience and warmth were humbling. Every day was a lesson in adaptation. Vietnam was chaos, but beautiful chaos. I was swept up in it, loving every minute, and I still had more to see. Vietnam in a week and a half was madness. Overnight buses, new cities every day. Ha Long Bay's limestone karsts were breathtaking, even with 100 tourist boats. The overnight cruise karaoke, less cultural, more hostage situation. Sleeper buses were a unique adventure. Bunk beds on wheels, sleep optional. I missed my bed, but the chaos was part of the fun. Ho Chi Minh City was modern, sprawling, and even more intense. The War Remnants Museum was sobering, a reminder of Vietnam's complex history. It made me appreciate the people's resilience even more. The best moments were unscripted. Sharing a meal with a local family, getting lost and rescued by a kind student. Vietnam was a sensory overload and a logistical puzzle. I left feeling like I'd only scratched the surface. But even that scratch was vibrant and unforgettable, and I desperately needed sleep. No backpacking trip is complete without hostels, melting pots of personalities and questionable hygiene. You meet legends, the guy who's been traveling for years, the couple vlogging everything, the snorer, and the instant friends. Food in hostels was an adventure, culinary masterpieces and disasters alike. My strategy: instant noodles or street food. Less risk, more flavor, free breakfast, usually white bread, mystery jam, and coffee that tasted like regret. And the smell, a bouquet of damp towels, bug spray, and someone's leftover durian. You get used to it, sort of. Despite the discomforts, hostels were social, cheap, and full of stories. Sometimes you made a friend for life, or at least for the next bus ride. It was all part of the experience. The chaos, the camaraderie, the foot odors. I wouldn't trade it for anything. After a month, 3 countries, and countless noodles, did I achieve enlightenment? Not quite. But I can spot safe street food and haggle like a pro. I learned the world is bigger and messier than Instagram suggests. People are kind, even when you can't speak their language. Authentic travel isn't always pretty. It's sweaty, uncomfortable, and full of squat toilets. But it's rewarding. The best stories are outside your comfort zone. My advice? Go. Pack light. Be open. Get lost. Eat weird food. Talk to strangers. Learn a few phrases, even if you butcher them. Wear comfortable shoes. You might not find enlightenment, but you'll find adventure. And better stories than your friends who just went to Florida again. I came back more resilient, more adventurous, and with a new appreciation for sit-down toilets. The world is waiting. Go see it, and bring hand sanitizer. Trust me.